but I've always loved to feed people, always. I think I made my first dinner for my family when I was 9 years old, and I mixed up a meatloaf recipe and a pie recipe on the same page and made cinnamon meatloaf. We make everything from scratch. Everything is wood-fired. Even in our salads, there's even wood-fired components in this salad. So everything comes from the wood-fired oven, everything. During high school, my pottery class was literally across the hall from my culinary class. And it was kind of a fight between culinary and art. Went off on my own, decided I was gonna do pottery full time. Went from being like, I am booked for 3 months in advance, it's going awesome, to no one needs pottery in the world right now. My last art festival I'm at in Casper, Wyoming, and there is a hot dog vendor across the way, and I'm selling my pottery. Well, no, I'm not selling any pottery. And we went over and got a hot dog, and he's like, I'm gonna do like 5-6 grand this weekend. This is awesome. And I'm like, I am not gonna make my booth fee back. And we decided, if we can't beat them, join them. What could I do that would translate? I had made thousands and thousands of pieces of pottery at this point. So maybe I could build like a food kiln. It just like happened within a 5-minute conversation. It went from, we need to build a food kiln, to we're gonna build a pizza oven on a trailer.
She started testing recipes in our kitchen at home, and she would crank the oven up as far as it would go, and she made this dough, and so she made me a pizza, and I ate it, and I was like, this is so different than anything I've ever had. And she was like, yes, just wait until you have it from the wood-fired oven. It's even different than that.
We were going out of town to eat. We were sometimes driving to Billings just to go have food experiences. We went, how can we make this town that town? What can we do? And how can we do this with $400? Because that's what we had. If we made really good food, like that was so amazing, other places, restaurants, would have to step up their game to keep up. We just started doing it, and it all came together. 2012, made our first pizza, and it went wild.
Everyone was looking for this pizza. It just was such a different, fresh, new experience from what you see as typically as pizza, that people just couldn't get enough. It felt like it was sort of a fun summer thing that was happening. It was happening in the nice weather, and it felt like there was a timeline on it, like it was going to end. So you wanted to get as much good brick oven pizza you could that was just amazing before the winter came. But winter came, and they didn't stop making pizza.
It got really cold. We went out in coveralls. We bought these black coveralls, and we pinstriped them. And we could do it all day until it got so cold that the hand washing water froze. And then once the clean water froze, it was time to go home.
I think that's what makes them special, is they're artists that are making food. And so they're doing it like artists would. It's really thoughtful. They think a lot about presentation, about flavors, the way that an artist would.
For me, the biggest part of the American dream is the community. The community it builds, the community that happens when people try out to accomplish a goal together. Our mission is not to make great food, or what it is, but it's really to improve the quality of life for our community. Rachel and I, both in our hearts, we want to make the world a better place. That's kind of what brought us together as a couple, and as business partners as well. What better way to do that than through meaningfully made food? I mean, really, if you go through a town and you stop there and you had an experience, food that just blew your mind, you couldn't stop thinking about it for days, that's what we want. We want people thinking about Gillette for days after they've left here. And if it's through pizza, great. If it's through all the amenities our community has, great. Let's put that all together and let's make some awesome, awesome experiences for everyone, not just in our town, but the people who are coming through. And we hope that people will come here and feel that sense of love and care in our food and our service, but also throughout our entire community.